Welcome everyone, we're in standard tuning. I've written out my notes, they're available right below the video because the tab is pretty much wrong. So that's out there. So honestly, I've worked on this a couple times and had a hell of a time figuring out what he was doing in that first verse and even the second. I don't know if it's the timing or if it's his vocal frequency equals the guitar and it kind of confuses you. But I used a program called RipX to separate the different channels, and I could hear pretty clearly what they're doing with the main guitar. Okay, song starts out with a slide down, then we're going to go E minor to G, then to A, and then two more A's. And then after the quick two second A's, we're going to go to a G. Alright, back to a G, I should say. So we got this. Alright, we do that a total of 6 times in the intro. So, it's really the chorus too, but they use it on and off as chorus. Sometimes they don't sing with it, sometimes they do. This first verse starts out in E, and the count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G, A. Alright, the second half of this measure, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a G up and down quickly to another down G, and then to an AA. Watching Peter Frampton, which helped a lot in some of the live videos where he covers this, he really just does G twice. Let's take it from the top slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then like I said, we go into that chorus G. We're only going to do it 2 times through, so that's a measure here. Then we move to an A, or the count I should say is exactly the same. We're going to do 3 counts of 4 before we do, it'll be a full C, cowboy chord to a D, power chord. And I thought maybe a C ninth, similar to a G. And the C ninth didn't really sound right. And watching Frampton in his different lives, you could see him actually play a C, and that did sound correct. Not a C here at the 5th. Alright, it's a C, cowboy C. Alright, so let's do the A count. We'll do the 3 measures, C, D, and then, not 3 measures, 3 counts of 4, then C, D, then 2 counts of 4, then C, C, D, D. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're into 2 more times through that chording chorus. So the turnaround here will take us to the actual chorus. And I'll go through it just like we have every other time other than the intro, 2 times through. So the turnaround will sound like this. Alright, so what we're doing there is a B octave, and I really debated, but I think, you know, they got 3 guitars going, so one of them's probably doing the B octave up here. Well, I'll show you that in a second, but I think the main focus right here at this B note on the 6th string to the B octave on the 9th string. All right, we're going to do that 2 times. I'm sorry, 3 times. The last time you want to kind of hold that last 9 while your finger gets in place because you're going to do a walk down. It almost sounds like the walk down goes, but it doesn't. It's just that last octave. See how it sounds like it continues? All right, so we're going 7 from 9 on the 4th string, and then we come back to 9 on the 5th string, 8, 7 to 5. Then we come up to the 6th string here, and then jump to the G and then A. So from the 7th fret to 3 and 5. Slide down and then you're into the chorus. All right, so together, slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, then you're into the chorus. Now, like I said, the other guitar is probably just transposing it up here. So we're just going to do the B here. 5 to the 3rd string, and then we're going to come back 1st fret of the 3rd string to the 4th fret of the 4th, 3, 2, and then open. Then landing on that B note again, like we did here. And then, because we're right here, we can hit the G to A on the 6th string. So it'll sound like this. That's an option for you. Verse 2, it's structured just like verse 1. The only difference is when he gets to the 2nd time going from G to A after the shorter count of 4s, 2 sets instead of 3, he's just going to hit G twice and then A twice. So let's go through the first measure of the 2nd verse, the whole thing. We'll do 3 sets of 4 and then G, D, and then again shorter and 2 G's and D and A. I'm sorry, G, A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they actually sing a chorus there. Then you're into the A part, just like we did with the C and D, and then the shorter count. So 4 to C twice, D twice. Back to another, they will actually sing this like a chorus. Then we do the same turnaround. Then we do the full chorus, if you will, because it just follows that structure. So another singing chorus 2 times through. Okay, let me show you the first set of these in this interlude. I wrote this out like I saw Peter doing this live. It was like, wow, that's really cool. So this is when he's kind of talking a little bit. Again, it's the doctor says I need whatever. All right, so this is what Peter's doing. All right, so I thought that was really unique, but you could see, I think it's the soundstage live of I Don't Need No Doctor. So he's hitting the E, then he's coming up and hitting the muted, and that E is semi-muted, to the 2nd fret of the 6th and 5th string. So he does that back and forth twice. Start with the E, back to that, and then E, end with the E, and then 2 A's. So one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll do it again. Then I think he kind of follows the rhythm of the other guitars, which are just doing a muted hit. We're going to do 2 sets of that. That's how I wrote it out. Then they do 2 E's to an A. And then we turn it around, all right? So this turnaround's a bit different. I'm going to show it to you. All right, so what I think they're doing is actually hitting a B chord, not the B note twice. All right, so you have this. Then you slide into the B real quickly. And then we're getting, that's on the 7th fret, 6th string. Then you come to 5 on the 5th string, back to 7, 5, 7 on the 6th. And then you're going to do a couple notes together that are staccato. So we're going to do 2 and then 2. And then he does this. All right, it's basically, we move to the 3rd position. We're going to go 5, 3, 5, then 7, 5, 3. All right, so the whole thing from the B chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Found it easier to stretch my pinky like I'm playing the a major scale. You can play it either way. That's fine. So after the interlude, that chorus is actually twice as long as we normally do. So we're going to do that a total of 4 times through the A, G, A, A. That'll be 4 times through. Then we're into the solo rhythm. The first solo, all right, which happens just before the bass break, all right, goes, it's basically he switches key. We're going to be in A. So instead of doing the E to G and AA, which would look like this if we used regular bar chords, all right, and then back to G, we're going to do A to C to D and then DD back to C. So during the bass break, a guitar will enter, and it's kind of laid back a little bit. It's a different rhythm than what we've done. He's kind of getting ready to take off in solo. All right, we're still in the key of A. This is just a long, extended post, like I say, bass break into this solo 2 and this rhythm, and then the vocals actually will re-enter. But during the bass break, it'll sound like this. So what he does there is actually, he switches them around. So the first one, we're going to slide on the 5th and 4th string, 5 to 7, and then catch the 4th and 3rd string at 7. Kind of hold that, and then we're going to hit it 4 times before another hit and slide back to 5. All right, and then we slide 5 to 7 again on the 5th and 4th, come down to 7 on the 4th and 3rd. Now we're going to do 1 hit and then 2 more hits before another hit and slide down. So it's just a slightly different, there's a rest instead of 4 quick hits. All right, then we turn that around. Then we're going to do that last one here with the little pause there again and finish out with the quick 4. And slide down. During the second solo, and it comes in after that, the guitar, it's still kind of during the bass break, It's basically a pentatonic, or if you're so inclined and want to learn the Dorian scale. And its various positions, that is what he's playing in. But a pentatonic sounds great. Jam in it and play along. Post break and the solo, they're going to go into the rhythm for I Don't Need No Doctor, the chorus, and it's extended four times through instead of 2. Then the vocals re-enter. Now when the vocals re-enter, we're going to change it the last 3 times. All right, we're going to do the first one. So the vocals have re-entered. The second time through, they just hold the A. There's no more A, and then G. So he does that twice, holding the A. The third time, that's how the song starts to end. All right, so we go through, it's a combination of the turnaround, all right? We know that leg, and then we do the 2 little sets. Then we go through the end of that. Then you'll hear him hit it 3 more times. Then we go to an E minor, and it's strumming out now. 4 count, then to a G, 4 counts, then to an A, 8 counts, and then we end on an E. The solo 1, the first half measure that you'll hear will sound like this. So what he's doing is sliding in the 2nd string to 8, and then he's going to the 5th fret of the 1st string to 8 pulled off to 5 twice. Then he comes to the 2nd string, same pull offs. 3rd string, it'll be 7 to 5 twice. 4th string, 7 to 5, and then landing back on 7 after doing that twice. Second half will sound like this. So what he does there, he's already hit 7 with holding it with vibrato, but he's going to take off from there again. So he'll hit 7 on the 4th string to 5, 7, and then he'll hit 7 again on that 3rd string with a bend, release, and pull off to 5. Back to 7, pulled off on the 3rd, landing on 7 on the 4th string, back to 5, 7 pretty quickly. Then we end this measure on 5. So that's the first whole measure of solo 1. So let's do it all together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, from there, here's the next half measure. Okay, so what we're doing, we move to the 5th string, slide into 7, and then go back to the 4th, 5 to 7, landing on the 3rd string, 5, back to the 4th string at 7. Then we just lay down, catch 7 on the 3rd string, bend, release, pulled off to 5, landing back on 7 on the 4th, to 5 on the 3rd, and then 7 with vibrato on the 4th. All right, so let me take it from the bend and release. right, so that first half together, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now he's going to take off from there, and this is really cool. It's a very memorable lick. Okay, the second half will sound like this. It's really a neat lick to get under your fingers. We've landed on 7 on that first half with vibrato at the 4th string. That's where we take off again. So from 7 on 4 to 5 to 7 on the 3rd with a bend, catching 8 on the 2nd and then 8 on the 1st unbent. Come back to 8 on the 2nd. Then 7 on the 1st, back to 8, pulled off to 7 to 5. Back to 8 on the 1st, 8 pulled off 7 to 5, and then 8 on the 1st. One more time. Then 5 on the 1st string to 8 on the 2nd and 5 on the 1st. I'm sorry. All right, so I know it's a lot of notes, but let's do this whole second measure together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to show you the whole last measure. So what he does is continues with his pull-offs here, but we move to the 1st string. We're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 7, 5 pulled off. 1 on the 2nd string, 1 on the 3rd, landing on the 4th 7, back to the 5th fret of the 3rd, and then another hit on 7 on the 4th, and then a final hit with vibrato. All right. So that last measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really cool solo. So, like I said, the second solo is very long. It's really fun to jam with and come in when you hear the guitars and just play it kind of loosely like they did, I'm sure. If you play along with Peter Frampton, you need to tune down a half step. Most of the videos, soundstage and stuff live, he's in E flat. So just so you know, in case you go to play with that, but the Humble Pie version is in standard tuning. So I really hope that helps everybody. Let me give a shout out, and I apologize I didn't do it earlier, to Robert Stevens, who suggested this song. So thank you, Robert. I appreciate the suggestion, and I'm glad I finally sat down and figured it out. So enjoy.